Tonight, Hampstead and Highgate MP Tulip Siddiq brands her corruption trial in Bangladesh a farce. The government's former anti-corruption minister is accused of illegally receiving land in Bangladesh, something she has always denied. Today, the court heard how she could face jail.
Some provide for 3 years of imprisonment, some for 7 years and some for 10 years. The accused will serve the sentence under whichever section is proven against her.
Also ahead, 3 London teenagers charged with the murder of a 49-year-old man in Kent. A truck carrying tyres catches fire on the M25, causing a huge diversion and long delays. Plus,
is there life on Mars?
Is there life on Mars?
They may not be launching rockets, but could Imperial College hold the answer to an age-old question? Good evening. She is a Labour MP for Hampstead and Highgate, but today Tulip Siddiq was the subject of corruption proceedings at a trial in Bangladesh. The former minister, who is being tried in her absence, is accused of illegally receiving land in the country where her aunt was Prime Minister before being deposed last year. Ms Siddiq claims she has not had any official communication about the trial, which today she labelled as a farce, saying it was driven by a clear political vendetta. Well, she's always denied the allegations. With more, here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
Tulip Siddiq and Sir Keir Starmer are close friends. They represent neighbouring constituencies in North London. But in January, the Hampstead and Highgate MP resigned as Starmer's anti-corruption minister following allegations of corruption against her family in Bangladesh. Today, at a court in the Bangladeshi capital Dhaka, the case against her began. The MP wasn't in the dock. The trial is taking place in her absence. Outside court, the prosecutor spoke to journalists.
Among the sections under which charges have been framed, some provide for 3 years of imprisonment, some for 7 years and some for 10 years. The accused will serve the sentence under whichever section is proven against her.
In April, Siddiq described the case against her as a farce.
It's a completely politically motivated smear campaign trying to harass me. There is no evidence that I've done anything wrong.
And on X today, she tweeted, "Over the past year, the allegations against me have repeatedly shifted, yet I have never been contacted by the Bangladeshi authorities once. I have never received a court summons, no official communication and no evidence." Tulip Siddiq's aunt, Sheikh Hasina, was the Prime Minister of Bangladesh until her regime was overthrown last August after protests which saw 300 people killed. She's now in exile and is also being tried in her absence. Tulip Siddiq has described herself as collateral damage in a long-standing feud between her aunt and a senior Bangladeshi government official. Simon Harris, ITV News.
Next tonight, 3 teenagers from London have been charged with murdering a man near a beach in Kent. 49-year-old Alexander Cashford was pronounced dead following an alleged assault in Laysdown-on-Sea on Sunday. Today, 2 boys aged 14 and 15 and a 16-year-old girl were charged with murder by joint venture. James Dunham sent us the latest from Medway Magistrates Court.
The 3 teenagers, 2 boys aged 14 and 15 and a girl who is 16, all from London, appeared at this court earlier this afternoon. The younger boy and the girl were in tears during the short hearing as they confirmed their details. We can't report their names publicly because they are too young to be identified. We do know they've been charged with murder by joint venture, which means detectives suspect all of them to be responsible for this death. Now, today police named and identified the victim as Alexander Cashford, and his family have released this photograph of him. The 49-year-old was found seriously hurt in the Warden Bay area of Laysdown, close to the beach and a holiday park on Sunday evening. Prosecutors say he was subject to a violent attack, and despite the best efforts of emergency crews, including paramedics from South East Coast Ambulance Service, he was pronounced dead at the scene. That was an hour or so after police were called to reports of a disturbance involving a small group of people, and the force says they made the 3 arrests shortly afterwards. Forensic teams then spent Sunday night, Monday and parts of Tuesday combing the gravel for evidence, and today Kent Police reissued its appeal for anyone with information to come forward. We know there was a 4th arrest, a 12-year-old girl from Basildon in South Essex. She has not been charged but does remain in police custody. Meanwhile, the 14, 15 and 16-year-olds who on their summer holidays face a murder charge, well, they have been remanded in youth detention ahead of their next court appearance at Maidstone tomorrow.
James Dunham reporting from Chatham there. Well, some other news now. And Foreign Secretary David Lammy has referred himself to the environment watchdog after he took the US Vice President fishing without a licence. The Tottenham MP failed to catch any fish when he hosted JD Vance at Shavering House in Kent. Anglers in England and Wales aged 13 or over must have a rod licence to fish for freshwater species, according to the Environment Agency. The Foreign Office said Mr Lammy had written to the watchdog about an administrative error. And a series of fires at the Wanstead Flats in Redbridge are suspected to have been started deliberately, according to the London Fire Brigade. The grassland was on fire again today, with firefighters being called to two separate incidents in the area. The LFB say they've attended at least 5 fires there since Monday. Elsewhere, there's a huge diversions for thousands of drivers in East London and Essex this evening after a huge lorry carrying tyres caught fire on the M25. Sharon Thomas is in Upminster for us this evening. Sharon, what's the latest with the fire there?
Well, evening, Lou. Just to tell you, have a look at this scene here behind me. It's fairly bizarre, isn't it? How often do you see 4 empty lanes on the M25? Well, the fire broke out at around 12:30 lunchtime today, a few hundred metres behind where we are here, anti-clockwise between junction 30 for Lakeside and 29 for Romford, and it's been fairly chaotic ever since. Around 40 firefighters were called to the scene, and as you can see from this drone footage, the smoke was billowing for around 100 feet or so up in the air and could be seen for miles around, of course. A really dramatic sight. Down on the ground, burning tyres could be seen falling from the lorry and bouncing down the carriageway, causing several smaller fires on the road, of course. Now, this is a really busy section of the M25, and as you can imagine, for thousands of drivers and passengers trapped in their cars essentially this afternoon, it must have been a hugely frustrating time for them. Many of them, of course, would have been on a trip to Lakeside Shopping Centre, as we're in the middle of the school summer holidays. So, of course, something of this magnitude has an amazing ongoing effect. So tonight there are big diversions in place back through the tunnels, long delays of about an hour and a quarter back to junction 3 at the Swanley interchange. There are diversions in place. The black clog, as you can imagine, all the roads are completely clogged. It took us about an hour and a half to do the 20-mile journey here from central London. So as you can see, the anti-clockwise carriage is still closed tonight, clockwise all running fine. And just one note on the driver, he or she, thankfully, incredibly, when you see those pictures, managed to survive unscathed.
All right, Sharon, thanks very much for the update. Well, next, a call for more people over the age of 50 to join the organ donor registry. Last year, almost 60% of Londoners whose organs were donated after they died were 50 or older, the highest it's ever been, but only a quarter of people currently on the register are in that age bracket. Well, one woman whose husband saved 3 lives told Helen Keenan it is the greatest gift a person can leave behind.
We're in Regent's Park and the kids used to climb trees here with their dad, and when he died we actually came here as well because we didn't really know what to do. Being in nature is the closest thing we've got to being with him.
I was filming you, go on.
They wish they'd had more time together, but Nick had a brain hemorrhage. Placed into a coma, he never regained consciousness, and at 57 his organs were donated.
He was just really a wonderful guy, and really good. So I really miss him. I'm heartbroken that he's died, and we never thought this would happen. But I know that those organs are keeping other people alive, which is totally the sort of thing he would do.
Did you know? In 2 minutes today, you could do something which might save 9 lives in future. You could confirm your organ donation decision.
In London, almost 60% of donors are aged 50 or over, but across the country it's only 1 in 4 in that age range on the register. NHS Blood and Transplant are appealing for more to join.
A lot of people think the older they are that their organs will be no good to anyone. I'm old, we hear that a lot. Oh, you don't want my organs, I'm too old. Actually, that's not true. We know that as science has moved forward, older people's organs, they go on and save so many lives. A lot of people that are waiting for organs are slightly older, and there is this huge population of people over 50 who can save so many lives.
Nick saved 3 lives with his kidneys and liver.
People are dying on a waiting list, and just one of your organs could save a life, and many people can donate several organs, so that could give lots of people the chance for either more time or a much longer life with their families.
Angela and their family are approaching the 2-year anniversary since his death. She says joining the register is the best thing a person can do. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
You can find out more information on organ donation and how to join the register on our website at itv.com/London. Still to come on the programme. The 70-year-old ping pong player showing it's never too late to represent your country, and
fear and chills.
After almost 4 decades, Tanita Tikaram is back with a sequel to her hit 80s album. But first, the changing landscape of the capital's pub culture. New figures have given fresh hope that London's boozers are not disappearing at the worrying rates previously predicted. But those pulling the pints say that doesn't mean they've got it easy. With soaring overhead charges and customers counting every penny, some fear they'll soon be calling last orders. Rags Martell reports.
Hey, how you doing? Pints are still being poured, but profits are poor.
It's a difficult game at the moment.
What are the main problems for you as a pub landlady?
Everything is very expensive at the moment. So from electricity bills to tax, the business rates have recently gone up, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth when we're trying to get back on our feet.
We're at the old Ivy House in Clerkenwell, central London, where keeping the doors open is a daily challenge.
So we took this pub over 3 years ago, so it was post-COVID, but there's still a massive hangover in attitude from punters. People don't just sit in the pub all day anymore like they used to. If the football game's on, they'll come for 1 pint rather than 5. A lot of people don't drink anymore, younger people especially. So we have to constantly try and make our offering available to as many people as possible.
And the problem is even worse on Old Kent Road.
This used to be a proper hub for pubs. Back in Victorian times, there used to be 37 of them on this road. But if you walk down it today, you'll only find 2.
It's now more of a street of old, closed pubs.
This used to be a pub called the World Upside Down. It's now a Domino's.
Along the 2 miles of road, the business conversions have been more inventive.
And this used to be the Dun Cow pub. It's now the Dun Cow surgery.
And so our search continues.
And after walking for more than 10 minutes up Old Kent Road, I finally found a pub.
How does it feel to be one of the last pubs on Old Kent Road?
Very sad. But it is what it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. Simple as.
You're not going to close as well, are you?
No, it's a listed building. They can't touch it.
Back in Clerkenwell, the British Beer and Pub Association is calling for tax breaks from the government.
Tackling the cost of doing business, so a lot of that is tax. So for every £3 spent in the pub, £1 goes straight to tax. So that's a huge burden.
In terms of pub numbers, certain parts of London are faring better than others. Camden has 245 pubs. That's more than at any time since 2013. Lambeth has 160, the highest number since 2009. And Barking and Dagenham is down to just 20 pubs, but that's 5 more than the year before.
It's a very tight balancing act. The day when it's the wages and everything comes out is tight. Any help that the government can offer us would be, it's needed really.
The government told us they are helping pubs by extending business rates relief, which would have ended without ministers' actions. Rags Martell, ITV News.
Now, it's an age-old question and one that experts right here in London think they will soon be able to answer. Is there life on other planets? Well, scientists at Imperial College have developed a test that utilises technology that's already been used on space probes for decades that may hold the key to confirming extraterrestrial life. Kafo Patter went to find out more.
Is there life on Mars? Is the question at Imperial. And this machine could hold the answers.
So we take a sample that we know what's in it. Yes. We put it through this machine. We see the kind of signals that we get on the computer. And then we now know that if you get those signals on Mars, we know what you had in the first place, which here we're testing for living things. So we're looking for the chemical signals of things that are alive right now.
Okay, what has it told you? Is there life on Mars?
Is there life on Mars? Yes. The true answer is I don't know. The hunch answer is I think there probably was, but that's completely personal. And this test is to find out whether there is.
The Paralysis Gas Chromatography Mass Spectrometer, or Mars machine as I've been told I could call it, is the same tech used as the rovers in space, collecting samples from Earth's next door neighbour, bringing them here so we can better understand the red planet and ours.
So we have a piece of Mars. We have space missions that go out to the other planets, but occasionally we're very lucky and a rock smashes into the surface of a planet and sends a fragment of the planet to Earth as meteorites.
I mean, these samples, they sort of help us tell the story of Mars, but also what could happen to our own planets. And given the fact that Mars is basically inhabitable, does that mean Earth is entering a similar place in the future?
Well, planets sort of survive. I think what you mean by that is that
will we end up like Mars?
Whether the Earth will be habitable in the future and humanity will be happy and healthy on its surface. And geology just tells us those stories, how planets change through time.
Is that yes, we're okay? Or?
I think on the time scale of human evolution, we'll be okay.
Bringing things back to Earth, space is a multi-billion industry. The UK accounts for 20 billion of it. But where does London fit in the vast expanse of the universe?
So while we don't launch rockets from London, we have a lot of very talented scientists that contribute enormously to space missions that are run by the space agencies. And that includes UK Space Agency, European Space Agency and NASA. So there's a lot of talent in London.
And it's that talent which may one day answer the question of are we really alone? Kafo Patter, ITV News.
Now my guest tonight shot to fame when she was just 18 years old with one of the most distinct voices in music.
Tradition of love and hate, staying by the fireside. There's a good.
Tanita Tikaram with the hugely successful multi-million selling debut Ancient Heart, released in 1988. Now almost 4 decades on, she's back with the sequel to the album. I'm very pleased to say she joins me now. You're laughing along when you see those videos.
Yeah, I look so fruity. I'm sorry.
It's amazing. You're only 18, 19
yeah,
there.
I was a teenager.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? I was just thinking, your voice, it sounds so mature and yet you're so young as well. What was that whole experience like? Because that was a huge album, Ancient Heart, wasn't it?
I think that the reason my voice sounds like that is because I wasn't really a singer.
Oh.
And I was kind of speech singing. And so I didn't, when people started to say, oh, you've got this amazing voice, this particular voice.
Yeah, very distinct.
I was like, oh, really? And I think it's also because I learnt to sing a lot with the Beatles and music that was very masculine. And maybe that made me sing in that range.
I mean, it certainly made an impression. I mean, twist in My Sobriety there, how many, that's got 73 million streams So, yeah, that's
a bit crazy.
That's an incredible amount of streams. And what we talk about, though, the fact that you've got the sequel, though. You've music in between, you've had, but the sequel is coming almost 4 decades on.
Yeah, I guess because when I did Ancient Heart, I was 18. I was at a pivotal age, and I was exploring a sense of belonging in the world. And maybe now I'm 56. I was 56 yesterday.
Oh,
but now,
happy birthday.
Thank you. No, but I guess the reason they're linked is because I'm asking questions about my belonging and my identity. But perhaps I feel very rooted in my English culture, but English culture is changing in ways I could never have imagined when I was 18. So I think this is a really important time to start asking questions about things like that.
It's very interesting. Let's just take a listen now. You fully embraced how the music was a change, because this is a TikTok promo video.
Oh my gosh.
Let's have a little listen to the new music.
He gave the promised land, but not the wisdom to make it last.
I think that song was This Perfect Friend. Now, it's interesting as well, because you've lived in North London since the Ancient Heart came out, back since you were 18. But you actually went to East London to record this album, didn't you?
Yeah, because I needed... Well, basically, this is a bit convoluted. My wife, who was studying art, her tutor suggested recording in the Empire Studios, which is a beautiful studio in Hackney, which is a little bit like the Abbey Road Studio too. And I just got into this community of wonderful artists and amazing. I ended up using Charlotte Coulin and the artist who suggested the studio to do the design of the artwork for the album, and I've just found this whole...
And you've also got a documentary coming out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is it about that journey, the time in between, the first and the sequel?
It's kind of an anti-documentary.
Anti-documentary.
Really.
What does that even mean?
What does that mean? I guess our expectation of a music documentary is a chronology of success and failure and all that kind of thing, and the drama is inherent in that. But my documentary hopefully is about asking questions about where we are. And a bit like the album, just saying, what are our values? What do we really believe in? And what do we hold dear?
Yeah, so many questions.
Yeah.
If only we had time to talk more, but I just want to tell people watching that Liar, Love Isn't Alright, that's the album that's coming out on the 10th of October, and you're playing the EFG London Jazz Festival on the 15th of November. Tanita Tikaram,
thank you
so much. Thank you. Now, a table tennis player from South Essex will fulfil his lifelong ambition of representing his country at the age of 70. John Poisden broke into England's top 10, securing himself a call-up to the Home Nations tournament next month. Joe Coshan limbered up to test his own skills against John.
Oh, awful shot from me. Will you join us in the middle of a match with an international athlete? How cool is that? John, you've been playing table tennis for over 50 years. How exciting is it now to get the opportunity to play for England?
I've always thought that it's the highest privilege in sport to be asked to represent your country. And with the help of people like Kieran, I've been practicing and I've been improving my game even at the age of 70. I got myself into the top 10 in the country in my age group, so I thought there was a chance of being selected, but it was more in hope than expectation. So when the call came through that I'd been selected, absolutely delighted and thrilled to be asked, and really looking forward to it, and just going to do my best not to let anybody down.
Oh, congratulations, John. Well, keeping a close eye on proceedings this afternoon is Kieran, John's playing partner and coach for the next month or so. Kieran, just tell us what John can expect then.
Oh, well, it's going to be quite an exciting event, I think. He's going to be playing some really high-level players. He's currently ranked number 9 in England, and I reckon he's going to be playing some really strong players from other countries. So it's going to be a tough ask for him.
And England are reigning champions, I understand.
That is very true. Yes, it's going to be a tough one, but we'll see if we can do it again.
No pressure. Look, let's bring Ken back in here. Ken Field, this is your, I was going to say shed, but that's doing it a disservice. This is your garden room, but it's also the home of the Southend Table Tennis League matches, where John has sort of learnt his trade and earned his craft. Just how exciting is it for Southend, the Table Tennis League, and the wider community to get to hear about John's call-up?
We are all thrilled to bits. We've had players play for England at junior level, at senior level, over 40s, 50s, 60s, never over 70s. So it's a great thing for Southend. It's an inspiration to our juniors as well. We've got 15 clubs in Southend and 44 teams, so we're very, very proud of John.
OK, well, look, let's bring John back in for a match point for the Home Nations Trophy. Very quickly, we've got about 10 seconds, John. Let's do it. Bring it home. There we go. Oh, it's in. It's a good rally. Finish it, John. Finish it. Bring it home. Yeah, very good. It's good smash on there. Absolutely. Well, look, John's gone from the Little Leagues of Southend to England star, and he's showing everybody it's never too late to become an international hero.
Good luck, John. Now, it was slightly cooler for most of us today, but will it heat up again? Here's Charlie with the forecast.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello. As we work our way into tomorrow and for much of the rest of this week, really, the weather is shaping up to be pretty fine. Seen 1 or 2 showers early on today towards the east of the capital, but really here and in some sunshine. Temperatures high, but it's not as high as they have been, as high pressure just starts to nudge in from the south as we work our way towards this weekend. So we're losing any of that kind of showery activity. Not that there's been that much, but replacing it with more reliable, dry, sunny skies and probably a bit of a rebound in temperatures as well. As for the rest of today, it's fine out there this evening. There's a bit of cloud around. The heat of the day will continue, so it's going to be another mild night, 17, 18 degrees in a couple of spots by the time we get through to tomorrow morning. But the cloud not quite as extensive as it was last night, so some more clear skies overhead. And then for tomorrow, it will be a fine day. It looks dry. There's some cloud coming and going, but there should be a good deal of sunshine around, that breeze coming in from the south and the west. And much like today, we'll see those temperatures rising quite nicely up to the high 20s in plenty of spots. Probably going to be somewhere like Heathrow or Guildford, even the centre of London itself, getting up to 28 or 29 degrees. Let's go back to the Atlantic because not a huge amount changes. The high pressure stays close by right the way through the weekend and probably into the start of next week. But you can see we've got areas of low pressure and fronts not too far away. So it's not a big dominant area of high pressure that we've seen in previous heat waves, but it probably will still keep some fairly elevated temperatures our way. And with that, some decent sunshine as well. So quite hot again as we head through Friday. Not as hot as it has been, but staying around that sort of zone as we work our way through the weekend and into next week, with plenty more sunshine on the way.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Thanks, Charlie. And that is it from us for now. The evening news is next with Mary. But for now, from all of us on the London team, bye-bye. Have a good evening.